What Blueface said on Instagram Live didn't just shake the internet, it shattered it. This wasn't some rumor whispered by a blog. It wasn't a clip taken out of context or a voice note allegedly tied to him. No, Blueface looked straight into the camera, fully aware of who was watching, and said it loud enough for the entire world to hear. I used her for fame. So what? Then he laughed. Not a nervous chuckle. Not a joke gone wrong. A mocking, cold-blooded laugh, as if the emotional wreckage he left behind was somehow entertainment. As if Chrisean Rock's vulnerability, loyalty, and very public unraveling were punchlines to a joke only he thought was funny, and then came the dagger. He called her a brand deal that cried too much. Fans were stunned. Celebrities started unfollowing. Comment sections exploded. Screenshots flooded Twitter and TikTok. Some called it tone deaf, others called it psychological warfare. But one word kept coming up again and again. Heartless, because, let's not forget what led up to this moment. Chrisean Rock didn't just date Blueface, she survived him. Their relationship played out like a never-ending emotional roller coaster. Breakups, viral altercations, diss tracks, pregnancy rumors, cheating scandals, and emotional breakdowns, all unfolding under a magnifying glass. And through it all, Chrisean clung to hope, to the idea that maybe, just maybe, the man who broke her in front of millions might one day see her worth. Even at her lowest, she'd whisper, "That's still my person." She defended him when no one else would. She cried for him, fought for him, had his child. And now, this public humiliation delivered in HD, with a smirk. Just minutes before Blueface went live, Chrisean had posted a quiet, vulnerable photo. No glitz, no glam. Just her, cradling their baby, looking tired but proud. The caption read, "One day he'll know who really loved him." And then Blueface pressed go live and torched it all. It wasn't just cruel. It was surgical. A deliberate erasure of every ounce of love she poured into him, and the timing. Calculated, cold, catastrophic. This wasn't drama. This wasn't petty. This was the public execution of a woman's loyalty. A woman who handed him her heart, her platform, her peace, and watched him set it all on fire for comments and clout. But the story doesn't stop there, because while fans were still picking their jaws up off the floor, some eagle-eyed viewers noticed something in the corner of his screen. A notification from another woman. It flashed across his phone during the live, a message preview. Brief, but just long enough to spark the next internet wildfire. Within minutes, screenshots surfaced. People started connecting dots, cross-referencing handles, zooming in, digging through his tagged photos and likes. Reddit threads launched. Twitter detectives mobilized. The receipts started stacking. Who is she? Was she watching the live? Is she involved with Blueface? Knower? Was she the reason for Chrisean's breakdown then? The internet wants answers, and if there's one thing the internet never fails to do, it's investigate. And once public opinion turns into public obsession, there's no PR team in the world that can clean up fast enough. Meanwhile, Chrisean camp isn't staying quiet. Sources close to her say she was blindsided by the live, that she had no idea what he was about to say, that she cried when she saw it, and that her team is already exploring legal action, both in terms of defamation and possible breaches of private agreements. Word is, Chrisean's already been documenting everything: messages, voice notes, payments, leaked location data. If Blueface thought this was going to be another messy scandal that fizzled in a news cycle, he might want to rethink that strategy. Because this time, Chrisean isn't just angry, she's activated, and the court of public opinion, it's already delivering a verdict. Fans are flooding his comment section with baby emojis, clown gifs, and calls for Chrisean to go independent and tell her story on her own terms. She built his second career. One tweet said, "He used her like a storyline and threw her out the writer's room." Another read, "Even major celebrities are chiming in." One Grammy-winning artist posted a simple but cutting message. A real man doesn't burn the woman who kept him warm when nobody else would. And while Blueface shrugs it off, still posting, still laughing, the world is watching closely, because what he did wasn't just hurtful, it was cultural betrayal. A public dismissal of the same woman whose name boosted his relevance every time his music didn't chart. A mockery of the black woman who stood by him in pain, pregnancy, and public chaos. The fallout has only just begun. Chrisean's fans are now demanding she go on her own press tour. Others are calling for a Netflix doc, and some say she should partner with platforms like Zeus or Revolt and tell her side raw and unfiltered. Because if Blueface gets to rewrite the love story with jokes, Chrisean deserves to close the book with truth. And here's the wildest part: sources claim she already has the footage. Behind-the-scenes clips, voice memos, audio from the hospital, from arguments, from emotional moments that were never meant to see the light of day. And now, those might just become the next viral bombshell. This isn't just a breakup. This is a reckoning, a public turning point for a woman who was mocked, memed, and misunderstood, but who might now be on the verge of reclaiming her name and reshaping the narrative. For every woman who's ever loved someone that didn't deserve them, so no, the story isn't over, it's only just begun. And if Blueface thinks this is his moment, he might want to brace himself, because the comeback might just hit harder than the betrayal. Christian, bro, I made her. Facts. That's what Blue said on IG Live, and the comments exploded instantly. Wait, are you serious right now? Someone stop him. But he didn't stop. In fact, he doubled down. She was a nobody, just a crazy fan with a gap. I saw potential, mostly, in how she'd get me attention. Viewers were in shock. Then he laughed. It worked. Y'all watched, didn't you? He wasn't ranting, he was bragging. He called their fights content gold, and even described her pregnancy as an APR twist that went too far. When one viewer asked, so none of it was real, Blueface coldly replied, real for her, not for me. The live hit over 120,000 viewers in just 6 minutes, and then came the screenshots. A burner Twitter account leaked a thread of texts between Blueface and another woman, dated just a week before Chrisean gave birth. In one message, he wrote, "She gon' cry, but this baby about to give us a bag." The other woman asked, "You? Sure she don't know?" And he replied, "Nah, she thinks I'm in love." The internet froze. Even his own fans started turning on him. This is sociopathic. I can't support this anymore. This man is evil. Then Chrisean joined the live. The comments lit up. Chrisean is watching. His reaction? Just a smirk. Oh, she's here. Let her watch. Then she commented, "I was really dumb, huh?" Followed by a broken heart emoji. Her next message cut even deeper. "Hope it was worth it," and Blueface just stared at the screen. Before saying the line that will haunt this moment forever, the entire saga hit a dead silence, not technical, emotional. For 15 full seconds, the live froze, like even the internet knew a line had just been crossed. Blueface looked stunned, like he finally realized he went too far. The chat exploded. "You're sick. Turn this off. You're finished." And then came the twist nobody expected. A ceasefire turned to smoke. Hours later, posted a voice note to her Instagram story. No music, no edits, just her voice, cracked and raw. "He made me feel like I was crazy, like everything was my fault, but now the world sees it, and now I'm done hiding. I kept my mouth shut, but he's about to learn what my silence was protecting him from." Translation: receipts are coming. Lawsuits might be coming. And Blueface just started a war he doesn't know how to win. The internet was already calling it her redemption arc. But what Chrisean posted next flipped the whole story upside down. After Blueface's brutal IG Live, the leaked texts, and her emotional voice note, no one expected what came next. Because while Blueface was still riding high on his villain moment, Chrisean pulled the legal trigger. At exactly 2:14 p.m., she posted a boomerang of herself holding a manila envelope with the caption, "If he wanted war, he got one. See you in court." 2 hours later, TMZ dropped the headline, "Exclusive Chrisean files for full custody and defamation lawsuit against Blueface." You read that right. She's coming for the bag, the baby, and what's left of his reputation. The court documents leaked within minutes. They include full custody claims, a civil suit for emotional distress, accusations of manipulation for profit, and even allegations that Zoo's network enabled emotional abuse for ratings. Social media exploded. She finally woke up. Protect Chrisean at all costs. Zeus better lawyer up. And then the receipts started flooding in. Screenshots of DMS between Blueface and producers leaked online. One read, "Let me wild out a little bro. I'ma get the clicks." Another said, "She cry, it's good for the show." But the most damning of all, "Pregnant or not, I'm still the star. Make sure I get more screen time than her." And just like that, this isn't a breakup, it's a reckoning. Allegedly sent during filming and screenshotted by a production assistant who couldn't stay silent any longer. The leaked DMS ignited a firestorm. Blogs, influencers, and even mainstream outlets started asking the hard question, Was Chrisean emotionally exploited by an entire network? As soon as news of her lawsuit dropped, celebrities took sides. Megan Thee Stallion posted, "Accountability season, love that for her." Lizzo commented under the Shade Room post, "You can love someone and still hold them accountable." But the moment that stunned everyone was when Blueface's own mother went live and turned against him. "I raised him better than this. What he did to that girl ain't right. I told y'all from the beginning." The internet was in shock, even his own mom had flipped. Just as the tide turned completely in Chrisean's favor, Blueface made one final move, and it might have just destroyed everything. After already admitting on live, "I used her for fame. So what?" And with court filings public, screenshots viral, and Chrisean being hailed as a survivor, mother, and symbol of strength, Blueface didn't back down. He doubled down. He returned to IG Live with one goal: to mock everything. He lit a cigar, sipped from a cup, and played a remix of his own voice saying, "I used her for fame. So what?" On loop. Laughing, he read out hate comments and mocked them. He called Chrisean's lawsuit cute, saying, "Let her take it to court. What's she gonna say? That I gave her clout for free?" The internet recoiled. Even longtime defenders turned on him. "This man is sick." One comment read, "This isn't trolling, this is emotional abuse." A clip titled "Blueface Has No Soul Left" hit 10 million views in 12 hours. TikTok creators, many who built entire platforms covering the couple, publicly cut ties. "We're done watching women be destroyed for views." One viral video stitched Chrisean's tearful final IG story next to Blueface's smug livestream with the caption, "This is what emotional manipulation looks like." It got over 1.2 million likes. Celebrities continued to rally behind her. Summer Walker posted, "This ain't entertainment, this is trauma." Taraji P. Henson reposted the lawsuit with the words, "Get everything you're owed." And Charlemagne Tha God said on The Breakfast Club, "Blueface is the new textbook example of toxic masculinity. You don't get to say so what after wrecking a woman on camera for 2 years." Even Drake liked a post that read, "He's finished, ain't no coming back from this." Blueface admits everything on live. "I used her for fame, so what?" As the backlash swelled, the industry responded with swift consequences. His booking agent dropped him. A popular YouTube show canceled his upcoming interview, stating bluntly, "We do not support abusers." A rumored brand collaboration with a major beverage company publicly cut ties, tweeting, "We do not align with recent actions or statements." Meanwhile, Zeus Network stayed silent but not internally. Leaked Slack messages revealed panic. If he posts one more thing like that, we're getting sued too. One message from an intern read, "This might be the biggest PR disaster we've ever faced." And they weren't wrong. Offline, the streets spoke up. In Atlanta, a muralist painted a powerful image of Chrisean holding her baby with the words, "You never needed him. He needed your pain." The photo went viral. Chrisean reposted it with the caption, "I'm healing slowly loudly." At a women's rights rally in New York, chants rang out, "Protect Black women, even when it's not trending." That line sparked a new wave of hashtags. Hashtag Protect Chris, EAN. Hashtag Clout is not consent. Hashtag She deserves peace. And just when the world thought Blueface couldn't go any lower, he did. He crossed the line from toxic to potentially criminal. At 2:17 a.m., he posted a chilling Instagram story, black background, white text, "Y'all forgot who had the footage first. Careful what y'all ask for." No tags, no context, just threatening energy. 5 minutes later, another post appeared, a screen recording of a folder on his phone. The file names were blurred except one, Chrisean_unedited_P2_ raw footage. He didn't open it. He didn't play it. He just hovered over the file before ending the story. The implication, a threat to leak private, behind-the-scenes footage possibly without consent. Possibly under contract, possibly illegal. Within hours, a tweet from someone claiming to be Chrisean's assistant went viral. He just violated NDA contract law and state privacy codes. The police have been contacted. TMZ followed up. Sources close to Chrisean confirmed, she is officially pressing charges. Blueface admits everything on live. "I used her for fame. So what?" But the chaos didn't end with the livestream. Now, legal lines are being drawn. Chrisean is reportedly working with legal counsel to block the release of any unreleased content featuring her likeness. Digital rights experts, TikTok lawyers, and abuse advocates are all weighing in if Blueface leaks anything intimate, emotional, or bound by contract without her consent. It could lead not only to a lawsuit but potential jail time. Then came the bigger twist, a leaked Zeus Network production log. In it, producers allegedly wrote, "Blueface is unstable. Risk of public meltdown imminent. Reassess raw file access." The log was dated 2 months ago. They saw the crash coming and still let it happen. Now, the question is, did Zeus give Blueface access to those files, or did he take them? Either way, the network is now deeply implicated. After Blueface's chilling post, Chrisean went silent for nearly 10 hours. No tweets, no videos, no updates. Fans feared the worst. But then, at 1:43 p.m., she posted a single, haunting Instagram story, a photo of her newborn's tiny hand with 3 words, "He's watching everything." No names, no drama, just calm, and a storm brewing beneath it. Now the world holds its breath. Will Blueface go through with his threat? Will Zeus stand by her or go down with him? Will Chrisean take this beyond the courtroom into a public crusade? And the biggest question of all, will this become the first criminal case of a clout chaser caught on camera destroying someone's life and bragging about it? Because if Blueface posts even one more thing, he might not just lose his career, he might lose his freedom. This isn't just a scandal. It's a warning. The man who built a brand off chaos may finally be forced to face consequences. Chrisean, after enduring infidelity, humiliation, and breakdowns in front of the world, is no longer silent. She's standing her ground with receipts, lawyers, and the entire internet behind her. And now, all eyes are on Zeus Network. Will they protect her, or cover up the truth? And most importantly, will justice ever come? We want to hear from you. Was this always the real Blueface? Should Chrisean pursue criminal charges? Is Zeus Network responsible for enabling this behavior by giving him unchecked access and power? If your jaw dropped, like this video. If you're done with toxic fame, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because part 2 is already unfolding. In courtrooms, on burner accounts, and in unreleased footage that could shatter everything. This is no longer just tea. This is trauma. This is exposure. This is the fall of a clout god, and the rise of the woman he tried to silence. Stay tuned, stay loud, and never forget the cameras never stopped rolling. We'll be back. And when we return, someone's going down.